Beekeepers, there's never a time to slack off. You slack off, you lose. Here it is, March 8th, and I haven't really focused on my large hives to see how the bees were doing over the last few days. Last few days we've had some decent weather. I was checking my smaller hives to see how the colonies were, and I brought in a lot that weren't large enough for the cool down we have. It's only 20s at night, 30s during the day, but we're gonna get some more teens here in a few days. And I just started checking those, and this is what I found. You see this here? This is a future dead out. I've checked, put my hive tool here before I brought it in. There's no bees down here. So it's time to take away the bottom deep, inspect this colony, see if there's a queen. If there's no queen, it's getting one of my small colonies that have queens. If there's a queen, I'm going to downsize the hive. I'm going to be bringing it in and out. March and early April is the worst time of year. Other than the fall, the robbing takes a toll on my colonies. But March and April, if I don't pay attention to what's going on with these colonies here, they get really small. And if you get a few cold nights, that will actually give you a dead out. Dead outs are for brain dead people. There's no reason to have a dead out. If you check your colony every day, early in the morning, preferably after it's been cold, and you can catch them and you can warm them up. If I were to have left this colony alone, I would find a dead out this weekend when it's cold, and I would have a loss. That's why I minimize my losses. I'll go ahead, I'll pause this, and we'll show you. And I realize now the piece of wood I'm using to scrape out my hives isn't doing a very good job. I've scraped out this much here, but I left a lot here back in the back corner. It's not good. And as a beekeeper, you're also a weightlifter. I'm gonna see what I did. Rather than separating those two deeps and risking having part of that colony come out on the floor, I just took both deeps and set it on the floor. And now I'm gonna clean out this bottom screen. I'm gonna take that top deep and I'm gonna set it back on there. And then I'm gonna take the screen off after I'm done doing that and pull frames out to see how the colony's doing. Okay, I've separated the deeps. And there are so many videos on YouTube about, did my bees die from disease, varroa mites? And I keep telling you, the toxic chemicals cause the bees to die at an early age. You know, there are a few videos on YouTube about bees dying instantly from toxic chemicals. I have a couple. It gets very few views. But people don't realize that's one way they die, and the other way is they die slow, gradually over the winter. And that's what causes the loss of your colonies. See, that colony's been in this area for a while. Look at those dead bees. So let's take the screen off here. Hey, look. They're on the pollen substitute. No, that's not pollen substitute. That's colored sugar. What is that? Okay, they're on the sugar. So forget what I said. The pollen substitute is over here. They're not on that. So my next question is, do they have a queen? See, this right here was the back. They were up against the wall of my garage. They were trying to stay warm. So I'm going to go ahead, pause this, shorten this video. Look at the amount of dead bees that were in between the frames. It usually happens after you clean out the bottom screen. You get more after you've taken frames out. And this colony here, I know from my notes, try to keep good records. Is it a new colony or an old colony? 51, an old colony. So this colony made honey for me last summer. And this year I was hoping to use it for my mating nukes. And depending on if they can come back strong or not, if I'm going to split it, or if I'm just going to make one mating nuke out of it. You know, take the queen out, put her in another hive. I never kill an old queen. I always use queens for failed mating nukes, or just so I can get another chance. If a mating nuke that she started fails, I can try to get another chance to get a laying queen out of her. So let me go ahead and pause this and we'll pull out a frame. Okay, I put this in my mouth. That way it gets both hands free to hold the frame. I did find the queen, and right there she is. So technically, well, no techniques about it. I saved this colony. This colony will be left inside, and we'll take it out when it's warm enough for this colony. I'm gonna clean out the bottom screen again. I'm gonna gather up all the bees. I'm gonna give them some pollen substitute, and I'm gonna put my insulated fillers in there. Hold on, let me pause this again. Okay, these are my insulated fillers that I come up with on my own. I should patent them. Nobody else in the world uses them. What I do with it, I turn a deep into a nuke. I'm not having to pull out frames and have another nuke box next to here, putting the bees in. And this right here is made out of scrap lumber, a scrap insulation board. It didn't cost me anything other than my time. So I'm gonna leave 5 frames in here. I clean off the sides of the deep, slide those insulated fillers in, give them the best 5 frames, put some new pollen substitute in here, and close it up and leave it inside. Colony saved. You know, there's people on YouTube like, I'll just say David Burns, Vinyl Farm, that aren't teaching people anything. I'm the only person that I see. I don't actually watch the videos. I just read the title. Nobody else in the world does this. Indoor hive inspections in March. This right here would have been a loss. I saved it. That's why I can minimize my losses and I can outperform any beekeeper in America. If you can outperform me, put your video on YouTube. I would love to see it. I'm trying to educate beekeepers on how do you keep your bees alive, because I love honeybees. It's not necessarily I love people. I love honeybees. I want you to save your honeybees. Get them through winter so that the following year you can enjoy having your honeybees, okay? Thank you.